Hey guys, it's Joe the 50 something Dasher with a DoorDash Daily Recap video here. I was on my dash this morning. I was in the mood. My wife is closing at work tonight, so she's not here, and I just felt like today I wanted to do one of these. So, and my apologies. I know there for a while I was doing the daily recap after every dash, and then I got away from that, and then I was going to do the weekly format. I recorded one video there. Now I'm doing a single dash recap again. So just kind of bear with me. It's just I'm not going to follow like any sort of certain schedule or pattern. That's how we're going to fly on this channel. So you just never know. It's just whatever ideas or whatever kind of type of video I want to record and how and when I do that. It's just we're just gonna go with a unpredictable flow here. That's how this channel is gonna roll. But it's just I've talked about it before. It's especially in my situation, working the 7 days a week. You might as well say two full-time jobs. It's just kind of really hard and tricky for me to kind of lock myself in and pin myself into any type of certain schedule or format or that type of thing. So we're just gonna go on the fly here with videos and how I do them, and I think it's gonna work out better for me, and hopefully work out good for the my subscribers as well. So and thanks again everyone for watching. So this I am actually covering Wednesday. What is this? The 10th. And I'm going to post this tomorrow. So you're going to be watching it a day later because I posted the video earlier today about the routing. And taking indirect routes to pick up and delivery. So that I posted that video during my dash early this morning, and didn't want to post two videos in one day. So this is going to be a video for Thursday covering Wednesday's dash. Okay, here we go. Start time 6:36 this morning. Woke up, didn't wake up too early, but still before my alarm. My alarm's not set until 6:40, so I woke up about 15-20 minutes before that. Hit the log on at 6:36. First offer 1 minute wait later, and it's a pretty good one. 1350, 8.6 mile Wendy's. Let's go. Going down to Orient. I could tell by the pin position on this is not the prison, but a little bit to the west of it is where this is. I'm okay with this order, so I went ahead and took it. And then, kind of funny, when I got to Wendy's, there was a couple different people working in there. And the one lady says, to the other worker that, okay, the DoorDash driver is here. And she made a comment. She said, yeah, I love it when they wear the DoorDash clothes like that, that way we know. And I'm telling you, and I've talked about this before, the stores, it helps me out as a dasher. And I've heard a comment like that on multiple occasions. The restaurants, they really appreciate it when you wear the gear like I do. It just it makes their jobs, it's mutual. It makes both of our jobs easier. They see me walk in, and especially when there's only one DoorDash order that they're currently working on. That they have a DoorDash order, oh, boom, there's the driver. Okay, and then they know. So I picked that up. and went to deliver. It was a hand to customer. I had to send my text through my chat on my phone. Couldn't do it in app because of I've talked about this before. I don't know how the customers set up this setting to where they don't receive in app text messages, but it's kind of like that's a pet peeve of mine. So I had to send it through my phone text, and I had that happen like a couple, two or three different times today. That was kind of like a recurring thing in today's Dash, unfortunately. But I got lucky. No negative ratings today so far. No contract violations. So another day where I got through unscathed here. Next was, well, here's the pay on that. So $6.50 and $7 tip. Off to a great start at 7 a.m. Uh, I mean, does this need much explanation here? $4.75 for 2 orders going 9.5 miles. Okay, this about as easy as a decline as you can possibly get with this order right here. You're talking, what is that? That's like $2.37 an order, or what? Come on here. Um, Next, and I had to wait a little bit. Not until 7:45 is when I got my next offer. 11.75. You might as well say 5 miles, 7 items from Meyer. Let's take it. And I'm pulling into Meyer. I'm actually like just entering the parking lot when they try to stack this $4.25 2.4 mile for an additional 2.4 mile. Now I decline this, but as I'm looking at this, I'm looking at the map, and it looks, because you see the gray symbols is the Meyer order, obviously, and then the white is the new offer. And I'm like, well, that kind of looks like it's on the route. How is this adding an additional 2.4 miles? But and that's what I was originally thinking at the time when I declined it. I declined it because I'm already on this Meyer order. Why do I want to throw another order on that's at that time it's only getting me an extra $4? I mean, why like mess with that? That's why I declined it, not necessarily the mileage. But as I looked at this just now before starting this video, I kind of realized now why it's the extra mileage, because you see on the map here to the left, this is the interstate, where you see that hospital symbol. So by declining this order, now I'm gonna be picking up a Meyer and taking the interstate to the Meyer customer. If I took this Wendy's, then I'd pick up the Wendy's, and you see on this routing, now I'm not taking the interstate. I'm going the other direction and traveling in the zone, like through the streets, the city streets instead of the interstate. So that's why the additional mileage. But anyway, like I said, I declined it. Here's part of the shopping list. I should have took the other list that I take before arriving in the store, but I didn't on this order. So this is just part of the order. These planters nuts, these like snack packs, I actually, and I buy nuts all the time. I'm snacking. You might as well call me a squirrel sometimes, as many nuts as I snack on inside the house here. Mainly almonds, but I've never seen these like snack packs until I got this order today. So interesting. But anyway, there's part of the list. And so now here's the time. But now I had to call the customer on there was for a substitution on they got a big variety box of chips. So I sent a shelf picture that which the customer didn't respond to that. And then also on the bottled water, they requested a 24 pack and the store only had 40. And I explained to the customer, I don't get it with Meyer and their brand of bottled water. There's 24 packs and there's 40 packs. And I never see both quantities ever. It's either the 24 or the 40 is sitting there. They never have both sitting there. I don't get it, but that's, at least in my experience. But I got the substitutions from the customer, no problem. She was pretty cool. Delivered this 625 and 550 tip for 1175. Great. And so I didn't get a picture of the shopping time on that apparently. So whatever. All total that offer, when did the 7:45 to, so a half hour flat. I had that from time I got the offer to when that delivered. So 1175 in 30 minutes total. I'll take it. Next was the decline. This 462 3-mile Tim Hortons just didn't want to mess with a $4 order. I mean, it's not really that all that bad of an order. I'm close to the Tim Hortons, but just didn't want to bother with it. And then I take 11 minutes later, I take this one, $5 2 miles. Tim Hortons, absolutely. Take this. And was it even a minute later? It was 1 minute later. Another Tim Hortons for $6 with a hidden tip. So now for an additional 1.1 miles. So this turned out to be fantastic. So now it's 2 Tim Hortons for $11 showing plus a hidden tip. But at least $11 for 3 miles. Can't beat that. That's more than $3 a mile. So absolutely. I get to the Tim Hortons and it's a relatively small order for or a small amount of items that I have to carry out of the store for this being 2 orders. The one of them was just a box, a dozen donuts. So boom, there's one order. And then the other order was small. It was just like 1 drink and a sack of 2 donuts that they set in a drink carrier. So I had my box and then the other order I was sitting on top of that. Easily carried both of them out of the store. And both into the front seat of my car. So very easy and convenient. I get to the customer that had the box of donuts. And I think this has to be the first time I've ever seen this before. There was actually 3 different names on this order. So we've all seen where an order comes across as like a gift. So you have the gift sender, the gift recipient. Okay, so that's what this order was. But there was also another name in the instructions. So the delivery instructions said so and so at the place of business. So I had 3 different names here, and it was hand to customer. So I get there, I send my message that I arrived. I walk in, there's only one worker like in the lobby area. And I go up to the guy and I'm like, well, I got a DoorDash order. And there's actually three different names here. So I gave the three names. I was like, does any of those sound familiar? And he's like, well, the second name that, that person is here. And I'm like, well, it must be for him then. So there you go. And the guy took the donuts, and I walk out and I send my order delivered message, and there you go. And it was is probably a that more than likely was probably a situation where that customer those were instructions from a previous delivery and just didn't update everything when he placed the order is my guess. Again, I had to do the phone text on that one. Um, and then let's see, next screenshot here. This is the pay on the hidden tip order, which was the drink and the two donuts. The hidden tip was just $1, so $7 on that. So I got $12 for only 3 miles. Outstanding right there. You see, I'm at $32 here, 32.25. Another decline. Had a bunch of declines today, man. 375, 6 miles going east of High Street. Thanks, but no thanks. It's, I tell you what, it's awfully nice to have that lifetime platinum status that I do, and be able to cherry pick, because I mean, some of these offers I've been getting the last couple months, it's kind of getting out of hand here. 6 minutes later, I went ahead and took this. Okay, $6 for a shopping order, that's pretty low, but I'm only going to be driving my car 3 miles, and it's only two items. Giant Eagle, I went in there twice this morning, and it wasn't busy this morning. How bad could the two items be? And my wife, I was on the phone with her, she guessed that it was going to be milk and eggs for the two items. She was halfway right. So here's the list and the shopping time. It was milk and Monster instead of eggs. Lot more healthier option here. Look at the time here, 50 seconds. Boom. And because I wait, I of course click arrive at store. I already seen, before clicking arrive at store, what the items were. Go all the way back to like the cold wall. Then I hit start shopping, grab the milk, the aisle with the monsters is just right behind me. Boom, 50 seconds. And I'm telling you, that's the way to go on these shopping orders. Get inside the store, look at your items first. Before you click arrive at store, you can do that when you're looking at the details, the store details before you arrive. Get parked, look at that list, see which part of the store you want to shop at first. Get to that department first, click start shopping, then start doing your thing. And I really think that my shopping times on a lot of these orders, because a lot of the times, probably 75% of the time, I'm shopping these orders in less than half of the suggested times that they give. And I really think that for me, I could be wrong here, but I think over time, that's allowed me to get a higher frequency of shopping orders. And this right now, this is working out for me just as well as the catering orders were when I was getting those. For like I said, for in that recent video, for whatever reason, catering orders went away for me. I please come back. I miss you, catering orders, but if you've left me forever, well, okay. But at least now I got these shopping orders for now that's saving me. So, and it's working out. And despite my wife, still trying to say that I'm not a good shopper, hey, it's orders like this right here that prove her otherwise. I'm a good shopper, and that's why DoorDash keeps sending me the orders. And let's see. So I didn't take a pay screen on this, because the next screenshot here is my next offer. 1160, 6.2 miles, Target, 9 items. And I went ahead and took this double digit order. Everything's taking place in zone, less than 10 items. I got a pee, and Target has nice clean restrooms. So yeah, let's go ahead and take it. Here's the list. This is the list I meant to take on, that previous order where the list before you click arrive at store. got some eggs here, coffee. I wasn't sure about this last item. Project 62 coupe 27 ounce white cereal bowl. So it looks like this is like an actual like cereal bowl. I'm guessing, but without a picture, I don't know for sure. Bunch of cleaning stuff here, some hand sanitizer. That may be tricky because, sometimes hand sanitizer can be hard to find in a store. Sometimes. But let's see how I do here. So that was at 9:26. Took me 10 and a half minutes out of the recommended 18, so not too bad. I did have to ask an associate on the hand sanitizer. Everything else I found pretty easily. That like the Gain pods, the air freshener, the little dustpan and broom, all that cleaning stuff was within like 3 or 4 aisles, one like corner of the store. Found everything pretty easily. The bowl, that's what I looked for. I came up on that department first. That's what I looked for first. I originally grabbed like a plastic bowl, scanned that. It said barcode not recognized. And I almost was gonna just click on the button, I have the item, or, take a picture of the item. I almost did that. But I thought, no, let me kind of look around here. There's got to be other bowls than these right here. And I went like 2 aisles over and saw like the ceramic bowls and took a picture of one of those, and that was it. It scanned right away. And that was kind of like a big difference. I mean, the customer requested a ceramic bowl. I almost got him a plastic one. So it's a good thing I had a little bit of the patience to check another aisle and get what they requested. And then did the cleaning supplies and the laundry stuff, air freshener. Then you see at the top of the list, there was only like the 2 food items, the eggs and the coffee. Found those right away, and that was it. And then the pay on that, dropped that off at 10:05, $7.50 base pay, $4 tip. This was going to I'm surprised I didn't add this into my notes, but this was going to a truck driver, and I was like, oh no, here we go. You know, I'm in a red truck. It's truck number such and such. I'm the first truck that you see by the shipping and receiving doors. I just kind of like, cringe when I see truck driver orders, but oh well, it is what it is. I start heading there, and once I turn on a certain street, it's called Marlene as the street off of the main drag road. And it's this street that runs past like the TJs. Once I turn and I'm heading down on that, then it kind of like dawns on me. I'm like, oh crap, and I didn't realize until after I made that turn. Um, this is more than likely the warehouse where GPS directs me to a closed entrance that has a gate. I bet you any amount of money that's, I didn't recognize the address. I didn't put anything together, put two and two together in my head until after I made the turn and rounded the corner and was going on the straightaway down that Marlene. Like I said, then it hits me. I was on the phone with my wife, and it said, I had a mile to go until my turn. I'm like, well, I told my wife, I'll find out for sure here in a mile. And a mile comes, sure enough, there's the gate, and it is this particular one. Okay, great. So what you have to, it's not a huge deal, but what I have to do is just keep going about, it's probably not even a quarter of a mile to a traffic light, and I have to make a left and then turn onto another road. If what would have been faster is if when I was on the main drag, if I would have realized this earlier and thought about it earlier, I shouldn't have turned on Marlene. I should have went up to the next traffic light, which is Gantz, turned on that, and that would have been shorter and saved me about, it probably would have saved me at least about a half a mile or so. But like I said, since I already had done this game like twice before, I already knew what I was doing and where I was going. And so it didn't add, you're talking, it added about an extra like 2 minutes and maybe a half a mile unnecessarily onto the trips. No big deal. The guy even called me when I was just about to turn into the warehouse. I get a phone call. It's the truck driver. He said, "Hey, are you lost by chance?" I was like, "No, it's it's a GPS routing thing. I'm here now. I'm just pulling in right now." And he said, "Oh, if you look straight ahead all the way down, you'll see me standing outside." And I look down and I, see a guy waving. And so, that was real cool, real nice of him. So I didn't even have to look for the truck at all. So he waved me down, and, about as easy of a truck driver delivery as you can get right there, minus the extra driving that I had to do. And so anyway, again, there's the pay screen on that. Then I get this interesting $18.50 Aldi's and Giant Eagle. And yeah, this is kind of like raunchy. It's Aldi's. I've talked about my problems in there, and it's Giant Eagle, and you can't use the self-checkout at Giant Eagle. But this is only 5 miles, and this may be kind of time consuming here, but hopefully not. And everything's relatively close together. The one, you see how 3 of the 4 stops are all close together, and then one that's kind of like farther out. That farther out one is here. My apartment complex is where that 4th pin is. believe it or not. So, which I didn't realize that at the time when I took the offer. So I went ahead and took it. The Aldi's list, it has me go to Aldi's first. I was actually traveling like the wrong direction, or I should say I was in the wrong lane. I had to make like a right on Gantz and turn around, and uh, so it took me, you see, 10:07's when I got the offer. I got to the Aldi's in just 5 minutes. So, and then here's the list. The only thing here that I had a little bit of trouble with was the mashed potatoes. So I found everything else pretty quickly. Walked the whole cold wall, the back of the store, the side of the store. Walked it like twice. I knew these potatoes had to be in some kind of a cold area. I'm like, what the heck? So fortunately there was somebody to ask, and he said, "Oh, there's a prepared food section. It's actually all the way in the front of the store, like before produce." And so I go clear up to, and sure enough, and I never paid attention to that before. I just walk in. Every time I walk into Aldi's, you just pay attention to like all the produce and everything that's right in front of you. Produce, go a little bit past that. There's like, the bread and bakery stuff. But even like before all that, to your immediate right is the prepared foods. Now I know. So, and I got a shopping time on this. 8 minutes out of a suggested 12. And did pretty good on this. The water, that was another tricky thing. I actually found this, surprisingly. It was all on an end cap, but I did not see that flavor. And but fortunately, one of the substitutes was there. Now, at this point, so again, this was an $18.50 total offer. And I was worried about but yeah, going shopping at two stores, how much total time was this going to take me? So at this point, at 10:21, I'm just 14 minutes into this. So 5 minutes to get to Aldi's, 8 minutes, 20 seconds to shop. So I'm 14 minutes in. Okay, I check out, go to Giant Eagle, which is kind of almost across the street. You just have to go down just a little way. So I get there at 10:25. Here's the Giant Eagle list. Some milk, some half and half, grits packets, bread. I mean, it's just a general grocery order. A couple things from produce, the club crackers. So this was like really straightforward. I didn't have any problems with this. Next screenshot is the time on that. Less than 8 minutes had this shopped out of 18 minutes suggested time. So kicking ass through this order. Look at my battery level here. I'll talk about that on my phone, top right corner of the screen. I'll talk about that here in a second. And now at this point, now that took me 15 minutes total. That's including checking out at Aldi's, loading that into my car, driving over to Giant Eagle, parking, getting in the store, and shopping the last item here. 15 minutes total for all of those tasks. I mean, I'm staying on top of this. I'm moving here, folks. And then the pay. So I check out at Giant Eagle, deliver the two orders. Here's the pay, $10 from DoorDash, a $2.50 tip, and then the Giant Eagle tip $6 for your $18.50. And so all total, it was 44 minutes start to finish, and that's dropping off here in my apartment complex. It puts me back here and made $18.50 in 44 minutes. I'll take that all day long. And again, you see the battery on my phone. So this morning, and I mentioned it in the video that I posted that come out yesterday, the problems I had getting out of the apartment this morning on this dash. And one of the things is I looked at my phone last night when I went to bed, and I should have plugged it in and charged it overnight, but I didn't. So I started the dash with less than half battery, and the problem is in my car, I used to charge through the DC ports in my car, and the USB charging port didn't work for me for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm not a tech guy. Those situations like flipped on me. So all of a sudden, my DC outlets kind of stopped working on me. I don't know if it's a blown fuse or whatever, but I don't know how to check blown fuses, and I haven't gotten around or had the energy or felt like checking that, to be honest. I just kind of like let it, they're not working anymore, and I just like let it go. Because my USB port is working now. Go figure. So that's how I have to charge my phone. The problem is that doesn't charge it very fast. And then there's another problem with that is I can't be on a phone call. If I'm on a phone call, then it doesn't charge, which kind of sucks. And so I dropped this order off. It's in this complex. I'm like, I gotta even, and it's close to 11 o'clock here. This is coming up on my busiest hour, and I hate to come back here into the apartment at this time, but I gotta plug my phone in, even if it's just for 3 or 4 or 5 minutes. So, but now before that, I'm still sitting in front of the customer that I just dropped off, and I get this $20.64 Meijer, only 8 miles, but 42 items, and my phone is below 20%. So this was the decline. So I decline this. I come here, I plug my phone in, and then, and my wife, it's funny, she had just left for work just like a minute before I didn't even see her leaving when and we must have took 2 different paths through the complex. I never saw her. I pull into the empty garage, plug my phone in. A minute or 2 later, the dog starts bugging me to go out. I'm like, okay, Chewbacca, if this isn't the worst possible time for, this is 11 o'clock here and you got to go out. Are you kidding me here? So that I hated to do this, but I put my dash on a pause. Absolute. I'm in that's the worst possible time. It's the worst time and the worst location for me to be pausing a dash. 11 o'clock, I'm pausing a dash at home, which is crazy. If I pause a dash, I leave my phone in here charging, take him out or whatever. It's actually only on pause for like 4 minutes. So I come back, I unpause the dash, I wait, and I don't get any offers right away, actually. I sit here another 3 or 4 minutes and let the phone charge up a little bit more. Then I make the decision to go ahead and, okay, now I better get moving towards the, towards the pickup areas here. And so next screenshot. So at 11:20, You see, now I'm in the green here on my phone power, and it's plugged into my car. I get this 1350 12-mile Meyer, and I went, and it's only 2 items. I went ahead and took this, okay, because yeah, it's going to that Champion or Ohio Parsons Avenue, that near South Side Columbus area, whatever. It actually wasn't any of those three streets, but in that general area. Um, I'm gonna have to eat the mileage coming back, but I've had some I've had some good orders up to this point and haven't driven a lot of miles to this point. So let's go ahead and do a longer distance one. And this isn't too awfully horrible, and it's like 11:20, shouldn't be too bad driving into that area and getting back at this particular time. I'm up for it. And I could get down there, and I was even game for doing a downtown order once I delivered this. If that was offered to me, I would have done a downtown order today. I was in that kind of generous giving mood today. Here's the list. This was kind of odd. A thing of dog treats, and then a mat. Like a doormat or something. I don't know. It was kind of weird. And here's my shopping time. Now this took the full allotted time. Now I wasn't exactly sure where this mat was going to be. So I clicked my start shopping like right when I got inside the store. And then I had to walk back to look and see what the actual aisle number was, walk back to that aisle. The mat was a little bit tricky. The first thing I scanned was a mat that was almost exactly the same size, but it was more along it was a mat kind of just like that one, only it was more kind of like a carpet style mat. Whereas this, what the customer ordered was more like your traditional kind of like doormat is what that was. And two totally different surfaces. But I found it, and then the dog treats was easy. That was along the back wall. I knew where those were going to be. And no problem. As a leave at the door, another one of those one-way streets down in South Columbus where you park like right in front of the customer's house. And I mean, they're all for the most part easy deliveries in that area. That's why I don't mind them too much. If it was different, if there was like, if that whole area, a lot of times there was no places to park, and let's say like everything was metered or that type of thing, and parking was an issue, then I wouldn't, would rarely mess with these orders. But it's actually like the complete opposite. It's easy getting in and out of that area. $8.50 and $5 tip. Thank you very much. And all total, this was $13.50, 30 minutes. And then I had like my 10-15 minutes, getting back to zone from there. So, pretty decent. Just 8 minutes later. Well, I guess it didn't even take me 10 minutes to get back to zone. You see, 8 minutes, man. I must have hit all the lights, I guess. Okay, it's coming up on 12. I'm getting off of Stringtown Road. You know what time it is, folks. It's time for the mad rush of lunchtime Stringtown Road declines. Here we go. Let's start it off with $7, 8 Mile Chick-fil-A. Going out to the East Coast, Atlantic Ocean, no thank you. Decline number one. Pretty much exactly the same thing. $8, 8 mile Chick-fil-A going out east. This one's going like this one's going into the water. So the first one was just the coastline, and then this one's going actually past the beach out like into the ocean here. And so that's a decline. So 11:58, 11:59, boom, 12. It's just bam, 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 1 minute apart on each of these. 7:25. 8 Mile Chick-fil-A. Now we're going up north to Hilltop from that location. No thanks. Let other dashers mess with all these. Let's try to go for a fourth decline in a row. 1 minute later. So it was 11:58, 59, 12, 12:01. Bam, 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 bam. Declines. 6:50 Target. For 6 items, 4 miles. This one is all in zone and everything, but still, this is more trouble than what it's worth. I probably would have had, I could have very easily had 30 minutes wrapped up in this anyway. That's if I was like flying through that store, and that would be probably the shortest amount of time I could spend on this humanly possible. 30 minutes, and I'm only making $6.50 for that. No thanks. I'm trying to drive away I'm on Stringtown Road, trying to get out of there, trying to get to my other hotspot, and then still at 12:01. Now I actually get something that I take, something that, well, hey, now this looks pretty good here. $12, 6 miles. It's 2 restaurants, but they're relatively close together. Again, I don't really see this or notice this at first, but the second customer pin position is a second order coming here to this apartment complex. So 2 in a row. I forgot to mention on the first one, the first time I came to our complex, and they just closed it yesterday. The main front entrance to our complex is closed. And so there's basically 3 entrances to the complex. You have to take, one of the other 2 to get in here. And sure enough, on that first order coming here, GPS tried to route me into the closed entrance. But anyway, I went ahead and took this. It has me go to Panda Express first. And you see the time of this offer, 12:01. So I got into Panda Express, if I can talk right here. It was slammed. There was the drive-through. There was, oh gosh, 4 to 6 customers, something like that, at the counter to order food. Plus, I saw 3, I wasn't paying close attention, but at least 3 delivery drivers, including myself. There might have been a 4th one. I was the only one that I know where to stand at this particular Panda Express. I walk in the doors, I go straight to the cash register, and these other delivery drivers were kind of standing, and the lady was standing over like near where the other customers were like ordering. I don't know if it was her first time in there or what her deal was, but yeah, I beeline and I parked my huge like 500-pound frame like right in front of that cash register and held my ground and got my spot. And so and that other dasher, she was getting kind of frustrated, not knowing where to stand. And I think she saw my clothes and eventually knew that she was supposed to stand over near where I was. So she came closer to me and we're standing. I've talked about before 10-minute drops. So I don't care how busy that store is. And plus, I've got the Bob Evans order. I'm on a stack. And I know the system is not going to have me stand there and wait the full 10 minutes. So I don't mind at all. I got to my spot. I'm standing there. My stopwatch is running. Okay, so I'm good to go. If I get prompted to drop it, I will, or after 10 minutes, I'll drop it. Either way, I'm not going to be here forever. So everything's cool with me. This other dasher lady, she's all getting fidgety and, the body language and, getting anxious and not knowing what to do and, this kind of thing right here. And then she finally gets so fidgety and frustrated, she actually sits down at a table, and now she's further away from the staff and everything. And when they're finally, for the one staff worker, so when she finally does take a second to ask a delivery driver who they're there for, who do you think she asks first what order they're there for? Right here. So she looks at me, what's name on your order? And I got the clothes on and everything. I'm holding my phone like delivery drivers do, and I got the clothes on. It's obvious, clear as day what I'm there for. And I give my customer's name, and then that lady starts working on my order, even though I was probably walked into this store after these other drivers did. But you can't have that mindset when you go into a restaurant like, oh, the store's busy, man, I'm never gonna get this order. You can't go in that mindset. You got to know where you're supposed to be at each of these restaurants, get to that spot, and like I did. And but anyway, she makes my order and I grab it and I go. And actually, the system prompted me to drop that order right as the lady was handing it to me. So of course I selected no, I'll stay on this order, and then I confirmed the pickup. And then I was off to Bob Evans, which is just right across the street. The Bob Evans was ready. No problems with that. Drop those off so it was, this took 38 minutes all total for the what was it again, $12. So not bad considering that wait time at Panda Express. That wasn't bad. $2.50, $3.50 tip from Panda Express, and $6 tip from the Bob Evans, so $12. And the like I said, the Bob Evans delivered here to this complex. It was a hand to customer. And I usually don't do this. It's like completely out of character, but it was an older lady, the customer, and she greeted me and everything, and I was like, yeah, I said this worked out. I think she asked how my dash was going or something, or if I was busy or what, just little small talk. And I said something like, "Yeah, this worked out really well. This is my last delivery for the day, and got a delivery delivering home. So this worked out really good." I said, I live here in this complex too, and she's like, "Oh, really?" And when did you move in here? I said, day number one. So it was the very first day that anybody moved into this complex. I was in the very first residence, and she said she moved in like a little over a year after I did. And I described where I live, and she said, "Oh, you have the large like tan dog, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And like you have like a wife or girlfriend as well, and I was like, "Yeah." And she had recognized me and she had like a dog around the same size and color, so she probably seen me, walking the dog or whatever. So that's pretty cool. And then I logged off, and here's the summary. Pretty good dash. That that last order put me at $98.85. So, like I said, I went ahead and logged off. That's $1.15 within goal. Hey, that's close enough for me. So, and I'm in my apartment complex. Let's go ahead and log off. I was just scheduled till 1 o'clock today. Today and tomorrow, which is the day you'll be watching this, scheduled just until 1 p.m. Each day because of appointments. Today I was supposed to have it's weird, I was supposed to have a blood draw, but a couple days ago they called and they said they had to cancel it, and for me to choose another location to get my blood work, which I did. So I chose a place that I didn't need an appointment for. It was walk-in. But I still just kept the 1 o'clock end time for the dash. And then tomorrow I have, it's ending the dash at 1 o'clock. I got an appointment for service work to be done on my car. It was a 6 hour and 4 minute dash. You see here active 4 hours and 14 minutes. 11 deliveries for the $98.85. Had an outstanding day on mileage. I drove only 70 miles to make that $99. So that was great. That was including the one South Columbus trip. So the cherry picking, and being able to be a little bit more selective, not taking as many of these longer distance trips. That's really gonna help me out here, and we're not having to put as many miles on my car. It's going to be nice. Now at 2,918 lifetime deliveries. I didn't get my starting acceptance rate for that. I want to say it was like I don't know, 63, 66%, whatever it was. I finished with 60%. So, because of all those massive declines today. But anyway, that is it for this dash. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll do this all again soon. And be safe out there driving. Until next time. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Check out my other videos. A lot of good stuff, a lot of information for all things DoorDash. And we will see you at the next video. Thanks again for watching.